Hi guys, it's Tree from Lost Time Toys, and today I have a very special video for you. This is going to be, to my knowledge, the largest Rainbow Brite vintage unboxing of all time. So I have in this box a number of new in-box items of Rainbow Brite that came from a subscriber of mine, and she reached out to me just asking for some help with some pricing. She had inherited a lot of these items from a loved one, and I gave very honest pricing for the items in this box, and ultimately I ended up purchasing these items from her. So the box came in. The box, as you can see, is huge. This is the extra large box. It looks like they got it at Home Depot. And the only thing that I've done is I have cut open the box just to make sure that the items arrive safely, but I have not yet removed the item from the box. So this is it. So we are gonna open the items, and I hope I can provide some clarity about everything that's in here, but all right. So, okay, there's a note. It says, Tree, I hope you enjoy these for years to come. So I think that the thing that's lovely about this transaction is that she wanted the items to go to a collector that will actually love and cherish these items. And my intention is to never resell my collection. So it's these items that I've collected through the years are gonna be here for a very, very long time, unless I move or unless I die. So that is the intention. Okay, so as you see, there's a lot of bubble wrap, and everything is kind of put into this, looks like a big plastic bag. So I'm gonna try to remove it. This is raw and unfiltered, obviously. Okay. So clearly, I did not open this box, because look at how much material is unraveling here. Is this fun for you guys? Because it's fun for me. All right. Let's get some sense and order into this chaos. All right, here we go. The first item. So I'm gonna tell you up front that not all of the items, although they are new in box, like they've never been removed from the packaging, not everything is pristine and not everything is perfect. So let's move over here so I can show you this. I really should have a pair of scissors handy with me, but this is obviously a 1985 Puppy Brite. Open it up. They did such a good job packing this. Okay. So I'm gonna try to organize it a little bit by, all right. So you can see Puppy Brite here. Puppy Brite is in his original box. I have a loose Puppy Brite, but I do not have Puppy Brite in his original packaging. So you can see the box. So like it has, I wonder if it has the story still attached. I think if you look deep inside, it still has the booklet that tells the story of Puppy Brite. And this is the box. So as you can see, there are some dents and dings on the side, but I've been pretty good at being able to kind of restore and reshape some of the bent portions of the cardboard. But overall, Puppy Brite looks really, really good. So I don't know how this seller's loved one stored this. I believe it was Puppy Brite, and all these items were stored in a storage facility through the years, but the box looks overall in really good health. There's no mold, there's no wet areas, and very little dust. So what I can do is, probably like use a slick brush to try to get the plush to look mint and fresh, as if it was like just depicted and displayed in like a Toys R Us in the 1980s. But this is the first item. So I'd say I haven't seen Puppy Brite on eBay for a very long time. It's been over a year since I've seen the vintage 1980s one for sale on eBay in the box. I have seen Puppy Brite from 2003 posted occasionally, and those sell pretty inexpensively, maybe $50, but I reckon that a vintage Puppy Brite like this might go for upwards of $200, but there's just not a lot of data on something like this, and it's quite rare. So this is Puppy Brite, the first item from the box, and he came all the way from the Pacific Northwest, so I'm glad he made the journey safe to Texas. So I'm gonna put Puppy Brite right here. And we're gonna continue. So the next item is actually really, really special. I'd say it's the rarest item that I have in the box today. So I'm excited to take a look at it. And it's not in perfect condition, but I am fully aware of all of the defects. This is a vintage Kitty Brite. So a Kitty Brite plush out of the box in the last 2 weeks have sold for anywhere between $130 to $150. That's loose without the packaging. And this is the one with packaging. So let me just show you guys. So Kitty Brite, okay. This is Kitty Brite in her box. So she is fastened into the box, and let me explain the things that I see wrong with the box so I can fully disclose. There's a Sharpied, some Sharpied text here. It looks like this is some sort of code when they were trying to sell this. And that's one of the problems with resellers. I don't think they know the true value of keeping items like this, or even like the toy stores. They probably imagined like, hey, no one would ever keep this item still in the packaging, but something like this does decrease the value of the item when it's in the box. But this Kitty Brite has some cosmetic impurities on the face. So the nose is rubbed off, which is very common for plushies just because there's no protective film on the plush. And there's just some stray dirt marks on the face, but I've been really, really successful at cleaning Kitty Brites. So what you can do is you can use a slicker brush for the hair, and I use like a Lysol wipe very carefully, and then a magic eraser to try to get some of the dirt off the face. But overall, I think this is a Kitty Brite that's in very, very good condition, aside for these cosmetic imperfections. The number one thing when you're looking at Kitty Brite, in my view, is you have to look at the ears. Because like the ears will tell you how much play the Kitty plush has actually endured. These ears are pristine. The silver, the glisten material, like the iridescence, is still fully intact on both ears. And that was one of the things that when I was looking at purchasing this item from the seller, I asked her, hey, can you take a really close-up shot of the ears? And it looked perfect, perfect, perfect. And then the story for Kitty Brite is still underneath the plush, which I love. So let me just show you the box completely. So cute. Look at this. This is the prototype of Kitty Brite. So this is the way that she's intended to look. And the box is slightly different. So you see that the placement of Kitty Brite looks like she's horizontal versus Puppy Brite is more like vertical, or like they're different orientations. So let me just display them side by side. They look so cute. But this is the rarest item in the collection that I got. I have seen a listing on eBay that has Kitty Brite in the box for $2,000 on eBay, but it never sells. So I don't know whether that seller has intentions of letting go of the Kitty Brite, because I always see it there and no one ever buys it. It's like a ridiculous price. Like no one's gonna pay $2,000 for a plush that is exposed to the elements, but I am so happy that I have a Kitty Brite now in box. So that is the second item that I got. Let me try to organize some of this chaos. Okay, so, okay. As you see in my collection, so you can see the Kitty Brite that I have loose right here. I have all of the sprites that were released by Mattel. The male sprites, there were 5 male sprites that were released in 1984. And then the girl sprites, the 6 girl sprites were released in 1985, along with the orange male sprite, OJ. I have them all loose. The only ones that I have in box is this one, the dark purple one. I think her name is Posey. And I have the twink one in a box. So in this unboxing today, you will see all of the remaining sprites, and they came in their original packaging. So let's take a look. And then all of them are in various states of quality. So this is, you can see the original price of this sprite, $8.72. So I'd say that twink is probably the most expensive of the sprites in box, just because it is iconic. Twink is arguably the most visible, well-recognized sprite, but I can see that sprites that come in the box like this can range anywhere between $50 to sometimes $100, but the quality is so varied. So that's why the pricing can't ever be consistent. But I got my twink in box for, I wanna say it was $70, and then I got my dark purple female sprite, I think Posey, for $40, which is it was an auction and I won it. So this is Champ. This is a blue male sprite. Champ belongs to, or is, Buddy Blue's personal sprite. And this box is very, very good. And the number one indication of a good box versus a box that is of lower quality is you look at this front paneling here. Oftentimes these flaps will be kind of concaved or bent significantly. And the back, this back cardboard remains fully upright. Oftentimes, due to the way that they are packed or shipped, even by resellers, people try to cut corners by saving on shipping, so they'll bend this cardboard backing, and once you bend it, it's very, very hard to ever get it to stand upright again. But Champ looks excellent. This is like almost a perfect vintage in-box item. So I love how bright all of the colors are on the box, and the sprite itself is in pretty good condition. The only thing that you'll see is maybe some dirt marks that are on the cheeks and on the top upper lip here, but with the moist towelette, you can get it to be rubbed off. And you can see that at the bottom of the box is Champ's story booklet. So that is Champ. Okay, let me see. The next sprite we have is Romeo's Sprite. So this is the red male sprite. This was released in 1984. This one has some issues with, the box looks very, very good. Possibly just as good as the Champ box, but you will see that Romeo's face has some imperfections, some marks. I don't know whether this will wipe off, but the issue with, if you use alcohol or acetone, the problem is if you use it, you'll get the blush removed as well, and you don't want that. So I'm gonna try my hardest to maybe use a magic eraser or just hoping that water will do a lot of the work. But overall, everything else looks excellent except for this lower corner here. You see that there's a rip. So you can try, I might play with it a little bit to try to move this flap to be in front of the tear, but it's a vintage toy that's now over 40 years old. So the fact that this has been kept in this good of condition is amazing. So that is Romeo. I think, okay. Next we have, this is Lucky. So Romeo is Red Butler's personal sprite, and Lucky is, this is the male green sprite, and this is Patio Green's personal sprite. So the thing that you'll notice here, although the top of the box looks really, really good, there's like issues with tearing here on the side of the box, but this is easily fixed, I'd say. If you apply some gentle tape on the back and kind of like mold it with your hand, you might be able to get it to look the way that it should. The box in the back looks excellent. It's just mainly this front right flap here that's the issue. But again, there's some dirt marks on the sprite itself, but overall, Lucky looks excellent. Again, has the story booklet attached. So I'm gonna try to organize this in a way that makes sense. Okay. All right, so the next thing I want to show you is not a sprite, it's actually a playset. And I'd say that this item is quite rare. So this is the Sailmobile new in box. So this is the way that it should look. Let me see, what is the actual right side up? I'm not exactly sure. So this is the way it should look. It's basically a vessel that is partly an automobile, but also it has, I think, sails. Here, let me show you. It has sails, so it could also float in the water. So it says here, removable seats for portable play, special place for sprites to ride. So you can put your sprites in here. And I don't intend to open this box because it looks like it's never been removed, but the box is, for the most part, in very good condition. So that is the Rainbow Brite Sailmobile. I'm not exactly sure what year this was, but I can imagine probably 1985 or 1986. But this almost never shows up on eBay. A couple of like loose ones are at auction sometimes, but I never see it in the box, or I haven't in a very long time. So this is the Rainbow Brite Sailmobile. And let's see what else we have in here. So we have another playset. I have the color buggy already, but this is another playset that I do not have. This box is in even better condition than the Sailmobile. This is the Sprite cycle. So as you can see, the sprite cycle is basically a red and orange plastic bike. Is it a tricycle? I'm not exactly sure, but there's two large wheels with a star and this parachute fabric that is the seat. And then you could put a sprite, you can put like one of the sprites to sit on the sprite cycle. It comes with, I think, a flag, obviously, to plant in the back, but it comes with this like translucent red cap that is so cute. So this is a sprite cycle. This I've seen on eBay for $150. My friend Emily got hers for $100. She like bartered and negotiated and got it down to $100, I think. But I love it, and I love all of the stickers that come with this as well. Same thing with the colored buggy. So let me display the play sets here. So now you can kind of see how everything is coming together. Okay, just prop Kitty Brite up. All right, so I have two dolls in here, and these two dolls I already have. I have Tickled Pink and Dress Up Rainbow Brite, but I purchased them again for very specific reasons, which I don't want to completely disclose just yet. I don't intend to resell them, but it has to do with the Moon Glow. So as you know, Moon Glow is a very rare German doll, and she was only released in Germany in 1986, and it's close to impossible to find Moon Glow in the box. I think the last time it was for sale, someone paid close to $3,000 for Moon Glow in a box. So what I'm trying to do, I'm just telling you the project now. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find the closest box to Moon Glow and just replacing the star. So Moon Glow and Tickled Pink actually has a very, very similar box. The box is almost completely the same except for the name here and the star and the name down here. I think Moon Glow obviously has different language here. It might have like German, English, and French, but I don't really care about that. Once I replace the star and find a way to get the border to be light blue, I basically have a Moon Glow inbox. So that is the intention. So this one is clearly completely concaved, but since I have such a good Moon Glow already, I'm okay with that. Tickled Pinks can sell online. Well, they're listed online sometimes for $400, $300, $400. They sell for lower. I think the last time Tickled Pink was sold on eBay, I think it was $250. But this one is in not great condition. Not only is the plastic kind of yellow, you see it's kind of yellow, the box has this huge dent. And this happens a lot. Like if anything gets stored on top of it, you lose the pristine flat shape. But I intend to open this box and repair it. So that is okay. So this is Tickled Pink. So Tickled Pink was a dress-up doll. So that is a Wave 3 doll that came out in 1986. The first wave was 1984. So I have another doll. I already told you it is the Rainbow Brite dress-up doll. And this is it. So this is in actually very good condition. And this one, so it looks like it might have been opened already. I'm not exactly sure, but there's additional tape that has been added to the box. And for this one, it looks like there's some dings at the top of the box. You can see that this was sold in Toys R Us for $5.93. I bought my Rainbow Brite inbox for $350. Although I think mine is in slightly better condition. This one's very, very good. The only thing that's outwardly wrong with it is obviously it looks like it's been opened and retaped at the top here. There's some imperfections on the side of the box, and there's some slight concaving at the bottom, just like Tickled Pink. The rainbow hair clip and comb that comes with this, it looks like the tape is peeling off and starting to sag. A lot of these Rainbow Brite dress-up dolls like have the whole hair clip fall to the bottom of the box. So the only way you can do that is you open the box and you retape it to the side panel. But this is very, very good. I got this for a very reasonable price. And I think that was because the seller wanted this to go to a collector that would really appreciate all of these Rainbow Brite items. So let me position these items in a way that you can see kind of all of it. Okay, so let me see. I'm gonna actually just remove some of the items and put them down here so that we can just get rid of the box. So let me do that. So that it makes it easier for us to discuss the items. Okay, I have one or two more down here. Okay. So, how many items have we discussed so far? Let's see. So, we have discussed the Puppy Brite, Kitty Brite, 3 male sprites, Romeo, Lucky, Champ, 2 dolls, Dress Up Rainbow Brite, Tickled Pink, and 2 playsets, the Sailmobile and the Sprite Cycle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 6 more items to discuss, and they are all similar versions of the sprites in the original box. Okay, so the last male sprites that I'm gonna discuss today is OJ. Obviously, OJ has, unfortunately, his nose rubbed off. I don't know whether it is this like a sticker or something that is adhering to the nose, but I'm gonna try to like repaint the nose. And the fur is not in the best condition, but OJ is very unique because he was the only male sprite that was not released in 1984. OJ was released in 1985, along with the girl sprites. And obviously OJ is an orange sprite that belongs with the color kid, Lala Orange. Overall, the box is not terrible. There's a rip at the very lower right side here, but the back is pretty good. The way you can tell whether this is a 1985 release and not a 1984 release, the backs are different. You see, this is 1984, OJ is 1985, so he is pictured with all of the girl sprites. It's really unfortunate about the nose, but it's very, like OJ is really hard to find even loose, like on eBay. The fact that I have him in the box and the box looks decent, I need to fix the nose, I need to clean the fur, because I think there's just dust on the fur, which creates some browning here. But overall, this is fixable. I think this is fixable. So let me put OJ here. All right, so I have 5 more sprites to show you guys. Okay, now we have, who do we have here? This is Spritzy. Spritzy is a light blue girl sprite. All of the sprites are 12 inches. She is also 12 inches. Spritzy is, the girl sprites are different from the male sprites in multiple ways. Their ears are not yellow, they're red. Their hands and feet are not red, they're orange. The nose is not red, they're orange. They also come with their own hair bow at the very top, and their face is painted differently, you see? I think the girl sprites are a lot prettier than the male sprites. They have blush on their cheeks, and their eyes are just wider and more expressive. There's eyeliner, eyeshadow, and eyelashes on their eyes. This is a very good, the box is limp and bending at the bottom. Sorry. So this is what happens when you pack it incorrectly or ship it incorrectly. This was already indicated to me before it was shipped. So overall, very, very good, very, very cute. And I love the girl sprites. The girl sprites can range, I told you that I got my Posy Sprite for like $40 at auction. So you can find them for good deals, but you have to aggressively look for them on eBay. So let me put her here. Maybe I'll do this. The next one, this is my favorite girl sprite. This is Delight. So Delight is a pink girl sprite. Delight is the sprite that belongs to or is the personal sprite of Tickled Pink. And Delight's role, I believe, is that she takes care of all of the baby sprites. So let me see if you can see it. So these are the baby sprites. They have little diapers on. These are the modern baby sprites, but this is the vintage baby sprites that came out in 1986. This also came out in 1985, 1986. But second wave, Delight. The box is in pretty good condition, just small dings here and there. There's a crease mark on the top panel. But unlike Spritzy, this backing stands upright, which is very, very good. And her nose, no nose rub. Unlike our friend OJ, which I need to work on, but Delight looks fabulous. So I'm very, very happy that she's in such good condition. So let me put Delight here. Can't see all of them, but what can you do? Okay, the next one, this is Glee. Oh, I didn't even notice. So Delight has a white ribbon and Spritzy has a yellow ribbon. So this is Glee. Glee is a light purple girl sprite. I think Glee belongs to, I don't know. Does Glee belong to Shy Violet? Or I think Glee belongs to Shy Violet. The thing that's interesting is all of the color kids have a 12-inch sprite, except for, I think, Indigo. Hammy was never made as a 12-inch sprite. And that's why they ended up, sorry, let me just grab. This is the Posy Sprite that I have. This is before I purchased this lot. That's why the following year, after they released all of the male sprites, they decided to make a dark purple sprite. And I think that's their way of saying, oh, Indigo gets a sprite now. So I'm not gonna put Posy with this lot because it wasn't in this unboxing, but Glee, I believe, belongs to Shy Violet. I'm not exactly sure. But she's a beautiful, bright, light purple color, and she has a light blue ribbon. The box is in pretty good condition. You see the standard hallmarks of a lot of the issues with the front panel, but again, with a gentle hand and some diligence, you can kind of train the cardboard to look better. This one, standing vertically, no bending of the flap, which is very, very good. So there. So I have two more to show you, and I think these are in very average condition, to be honest, but this is Merrily. Merrily is a light yellow girl sprite, Merrily belongs to or is associated with canary yellow, even though, let me see, even though we already have a spark sprite. So you see the issue with this box is that the flap is very bendy. And this was already disclosed to me, but that's okay. So there we go. This is Merrily. She has a couple of dirt marks, which is okay. But the box in the front looks very good. It's just the flap that bends at the top. So that is Merrily. And then we have, this is Flutter. So Flutter is a light green sprite associated with patio green. Flutter has a light purple ribbon at the top, and the backing is slightly bent, but not too bad. Overall, the condition of this sprite is pretty good. It looks like it was sold at a store called Great Western for $9.97. So it looks like the person who collected these items originally was a collector, because it looks like they were sourced from a number of different places. They didn't buy them all just from Toys R Us or like Montgomery Ward. These were sourced from, maybe they bought it from auctions or estate sales, but there we go. So that is, let me just double check to make sure I didn't miss anything. I didn't miss like a box or anything. I think that's it. Okay, so in review, let's count the items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15 items, all in their original packaging, which I'm obsessed with. The thing that I'm most appreciative of, or the thing that I'm most excited about, I'm most excited for the Kitty Brite, just because it's such a difficult and rare item to get in its original box. And I'm also really excited to have the Sailmobile playset in the packaging, because I can't even find the Sailmobile complete at a good price, even loose. And I'm really happy. I think that the sprites are good to have. I never really thought about collecting them like in their original box, but now that I have them, it's nice to basically have the whole bunch here. I love the girl sprites. They're my absolute favorite. And these are also really nice to have, especially because I intend to do the project for the Moonglow box. So that concludes our unboxing today of all of these items. And although I didn't get them at a crazy, absolutely like scandalous low price, I think I got a good deal on this, because it was a good deal because the person selling it wanted the items to go to a collector that would truly appreciate them. So like, honestly, I would not have been able to source everything from eBay all at once, and certainly not at the price that I got it at. So let me know in the comments, like, which of these items you love the most, which ones that you are personally seeking, and let's have a dialogue and a discussion about collecting Rainbow Brite through the years, because I know that there's a long history of Rainbow Brite, and I only started collecting Rainbow Brite in the last 2 years, but I've been very lucky to find good deals and make connections and deep friendships with people that also collect, that help me find things. But for the most part, right now, I'm not looking for, I am pretty much done collecting Rainbow Brite for now. I would obviously love to have Starlight. This is a hard body Starlight that's in the box. Sorry, that is loose. I would love to have it in the box. I would love to have, well, I'm currently working on this Moonglow to create a box for her. But all the other color kits I already have in the box. And I have Posy in her box. I also have Twink and Murky Lurky. So I think the only one, now that I'm looking at everything, the only one that I'm missing, and I didn't even think about it, is Spark. Did we see Spark? I don't think we have Spark. So I'm only missing Spark. So that's the last sprite that I'm missing, and then I'll have the entire sprite collection. So that was I didn't even know that. I thought I would have completed it today, but so I'm actively looking for Spark and probably actively looking for this one. This one is so hard to find. I found this in an estate sale auction randomly. It was like buried in a bunch of boxes, but overall, like, what do you guys think of this collection? I'm obsessed with all the things that I got, and let me know in the comments. Bye.